So, welcome to our possibly 11th episode, maybe, hopefully,
I think
of
so.
What Grinds Our Gears with Brianna and Jamie. Today we have our special guest, Matt Ricker, on with us I don't know what he's doing, to talk about the news. And I really don't know what our second topic is today. So, I'm probably the worst person to have here, but Jamie, speak.
Okay. This is the part where you put me on the spot because
Yes.
you don't know what to talk about.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're going to be talking about, in our second segment, we're going to be talking about the presidential candidates for 2016. And right now, we just have some general news that have happened in the past week. Matt, you want to take it away?
Great to be here, Jamie and Brianna. So the first thing I have is, according to Taylor Swift's Twitter page last week, she announced to the world that her mother has cancer. She said in a quote, "The results came in, and I'm saddened to tell you that my mom has been diagnosed with cancer. I'd like to keep the details of her condition and treatment plans private, but she wanted you to know." This was also posted on her website. I think, Taylor Swift has been through a lot, and, it's just unfortunate that she has to go through this with her mom, but she'll pull through, I'm sure of, and once she gets the necessary treatment and et cetera, et cetera. And also, Swift also added that, quote, "Usually when things like this happen to me, I process them and then write music about how I feel, and you hear it much later. This is something my family and I thought you should know about," end quote, according to CNN. Taylor would like her fans to use the hashtag Pray for Mama Swift. Pray for Mama Swift. Yeah, Swift. Okay. I thought I was saying her name wrong.
No, you're good.
Yeah, that's Taylor Swift. Have you guys listened to the 1989 album?
I love it.
That album's like our favorite thing in the
Yes.
world.
Yeah.
From what I understood about, like, the reason that she admitted, I guess, about her mother having cancer, I think I was watching the news the other day, and it was talking about her mom told her to announce it because her mom wants to, like, motivate her fans to go and get checked and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
mean, it's incredibly sad, and I feel so bad because I love Taylor Swift so much, and I love her music and everything, and for this to happen, it's a real tragedy, but, I want her to pull through, and hopefully she will.
I'm sure she'll pull through, and we just have to keep her in our thoughts and prayers. And so the next thing I have for news is that Brian Williams, I'm sure you guys have heard, and all of the viewers out there, that he's been in the news for allegedly lying and changing some of his story about his account on the helicopter when he was in the helicopter during the Iraq War doing a report. But there's this new article that was that came out in Vanity Fair magazine that has been published online, and it just goes on to say that some network executives who became quickly involved and frustrated with Williams, and said Williams had a lot of trouble explaining himself. And what do you guys think about that scandal?
I mean, if you messed up and you lied, you have to admit it, because you can't just kind of you can't ignore it, and you can't just pretend it didn't happen. You have to, like, eventually come out and say, "Yes, I lied. I'm sorry. I got the facts wrong." You can't just kind of because I feel like it's so hard for him to admit it that he did lie.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to admit it. You have to admit that you made a mistake, because that's gonna make you look better in the end than you just trying to cover it up.
Yeah, and also I have that in the magazine, one of the executives said that he could not say the actual words "I lied." He could not explain what happened. Williams also said, quote, "Did something happen to my head? Maybe I had a brain tumor or something in my head," and I think that's just...
He's
it's
looking
just
for an
absurd.
excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about this in my journalism class pretty recently, and I feel like basically what Brian Williams was saying, he was looking for any excuse or reason as to why, and he was saying stuff like, "Oh, I forgot," or "I misunderstood the information," and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure if something like that happened to you, you would remember exactly what happened. There's
know.
really no room for error or, oh, I misunderstood, I forgot.
Yeah, and there's no excuse for that to just cover up or fabricate your mistakes. I mean, if you made a mistake, you should obviously step up and say it. So yeah, I mean, according to this magazine article in Vanity Fair, it also says that it's been a nightmare lately at NBC, and there have also been some other rumors that some of his other stories were fabricated too, such as the story when he was reporting on Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, and some of his other stories are currently under investigation. And for now, Brian is on a 6-month suspension, and it is not clear if he will return. Lester Holt, the longtime anchor of Dateline, has been put into place to fill in, so we'll have to wait and see.
Oh my god.
Is he getting paid while he's
No.
suspended? He's not? You sure?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's not getting paid.
I believe so. That it's unpaid suspension.
But he makes so much a year, so
Yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah.
it's
I
not-
feel like a suspension isn't good enough, though.
I know.
Because I do feel like on one end, a lot of people will forget about it by this time
Yeah.
next year, but on the other end, it's probably because I want to be a journalist, but I feel like if you are and you lie about something so big, then you messed up and they have to get rid of you.
I feel like you don't have any more credibility.
Yeah.
Like any other story
Exactly.
that you write for the next, I don't know, for the rest of your life, people are going to question it.
Yeah, and actually, I heard since the scandal broke out at NBC, the ratings at the other networks such as NBC, CBS have skyrocketed. Because of this scandal, and unfortunately, NBC has declined
Yeah.
with its ratings, and
People don't trust it anymore.
yeah.
They have one scandal from one person, and then every time someone sees the network, they don't believe anything that they say.
And not to offend anybody at NBC or anything, but or any of the other networks, but when this scandal happened, and they put Lester Holt on air, the ratings then came back up a little bit because they liked the performance of Lester Holt and all that he's been doing. So I don't know. NBC would probably be silly and crazy to bring Brian Williams back, which is a shame because now his credibility has gone down the drain.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. His career is pretty much over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they don't bring him back because that just, if their ratings went down when that happened and
Yeah.
now they're just finally going back up, now it's like if they brought him back, they would go down again and it would just, be a disaster for
Yeah.
him.
I feel like now that they're seeing that their ratings are going up, they're probably not going to bring him back.
Yeah.
Just for that reason alone,
Yeah.
That would be the
because
smart move to do.
And-
there has to be someone. I'm sorry, I just cut you off again. There has to be
it's
someone
okay.
at least telling them, advising them that if they do bring him back, their ratings are going to go down again, and it's
It's
not going
probably
to
a
end well.
PR person or something.
Like Jamie.
Yeah.
Bring it all back to that.
They did bring in a former NBC executive to take over and to try to get things straightened out again. But yeah, and also the Today Show has been suffering a little bit too because of all the shakeups with Ann Curry last year and Matt Lauer, and there was just that whole big fight that happened there, and yeah. So, but Today I think is finally stabilizing. I don't know. I mean, my favorite morning show. I don't know if you guys watch morning shows, the morning talk shows, but I like Good Morning America the best. What do you guys think?
That's my mother's favorite show in the world.
Good Morning America.
Yeah. She claims that she doesn't like to watch the news at all and that it depresses her and that she doesn't like to watch it because everything's so sad. And then you walk into her room in the morning, the days that she doesn't know I have off, I walk in and she's watching it cuddled under her blanket. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's not a secret. You don't have to hide it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
My mom likes to watch Telemundo. It's in Spanish, so they just kind of, have a lot of morning shows. I don't know what they are, but she watches them.
Nah, I like the big thing about Good Morning America that I like is they bring in a lot of guests and Michael Strahan, who is now a part-time host there. I like him too, former quarterback I think for the NFL, the New York Giants. Go Giants. Yeah, so, Good Morning America, I think, is the best out of all of them.
I feel like a lot of the stuff they do is entertainment, so that's why they're so popular.
Yeah.
Because they know how to kind of bring in the crowd, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they know what they're doing. They're not stupid. They're not just going to have plain, dry news because they know a lot of people aren't going to watch it.
Yeah.
So,
What else?
what?
What else?
Okay, is that it for the news?
I don't know.
Okay, so I think we're gonna talk about the Help Me
We-
English.
we-
2016?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2016 in our next segment. So we're gonna get into.
So we're going to go on a break, and then when we get back, we're going to do the election in our next segment. And our third segment, I don't know what it is yet, but it's probably going to be angry, so it's going to be interesting.
Okay.
And that's it.